I'm Gerald Wall, and I'm running for Congress, District 14 of Texas. 234 years ago, the brave citizens of the American colony stood up and fought for their right to live as free people. They declared their independence on the belief that all men are created equal and that they were endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. Among these were life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Our founding documents declared that our rights are given to us by God, not by government. Today we find ourselves in a similar situation, not unlike our founders. Rights not given to us by government are being taken away at an accelerated rate by an oppressive centralized government who is leading us down the path to socialism. This must not be allowed. If we are to remain a nation with freedom and liberty for all, we need to stand up and take back our government. Not through anarchy and secession, but through the one power we still hold over our government, our vote. They should be reminded who they used to work for by providing them with their final paycheck. Government service was never meant to be a career. It was by those who lived and worked in their communities who understood the will of the people. What we have today are entrenched career politicians who are not the solution to our problem, they are our problem. If our representatives will not term limit themselves, then we the people should do it for them. If our elected officials had to come back home after a limited term and live in the same mess that they created for us, they may be less likely to vote the way they do. As a member of Congress, I will continue to fight for strong conservative values in government. I will remain opposed to any bill that will increase the role of the federal government beyond its constitutional authority. I will work hard to send the power of government back to the states where it belongs. I'll go to Washington not just to be a bench warmer and vote against everything, but to proudly stand up and declare the shared values of the American people for freedom and liberty. I will support a bill to protect our symbol of freedom, the American flag, from being desecrated. Our current congressman chose to vote against that bill. And when we send our young men and women onto the battlefield, I will vote to provide them with every tool and resource they need to complete the job that we have sent them to do. Our current congressman has voted against every expenditure for our military men and women during a time of war. I'm running for Congress because I believe the people of Texas deserve to have a representative who understands the importance of protecting and defending our country. Not voting to allow misfits and terrorists to burn the American flag, and voting against funding our brave men and women during a time of war. Whether you were for or against the war on terror, our government sent them and we should support them with everything we have until their mission is complete. But let me say, if our politicians will not set them free to win, we should bring them home immediately. I will defend the rights of parents, not school nurses or Planned Parenthood lawyers, to determine what's in the best interest of our teenage daughters' medical needs. Our current congressman voted against a bill that would have made it illegal to transport minors across state lines to have an abortion. Now, I'm certain that does not represent the values of the Texas voters. And because I believe we are a Christian nation, I will firmly support the religious freedoms of the American people to assemble and pray on public property. And yes, our current congressman voted against that too. I'll submit a bill to place term limits on all federally elected officials. Our current congressman says he also supports term limits. Yet, he has been in and out of Washington for over 20 years, ran unsuccessfully for president twice, the first time as a libertarian candidate. But that's typical of entrenched career politicians. They hope you're not paying attention while they say one thing and do something different. This attitude towards the American people can no longer be tolerated. As someone who's lived and worked over 30 years in our community, I understand the concerns of the working men and women better than any other candidate. As a husband, father, and member of the local church, I will remain firmly grounded on the principles of God, family, and country. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.